Hey, what's going on out there? This is your boy Berto, host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show, welcoming you to the first installment of draft profile prospects for these Atlanta Falcons. The 2025 NFL draft is just a few months away, and from what we've seen thus far from the Senior Bowl, is a lot of draft prospects, mainly in the trenches, where the Falcons should be very interesting in acquiring one or more guys from this defensive tackle group. And I'm going to bring to you a draft profile today in the form of Derrick Harmon, the stout defensive tackle out of Oregon. Now, could the Falcons go back to the state of Oregon and to the University of Oregon and draft another defensive tackle? We've already did business with them last year, drafting Brandon Dorlus in the 4th round, but Derrick Harmon comes in a little bit more polished and pro ready than Brandon Dorlus was, and we'll go into some of the highlights that we can view from YouTube. But Derrick Harmon, 6'5", 310 pounds, man, prototypical size for an NFL defensive line, man. Something to give Jeff Ulbrich something to work with, right? What the Falcons have lacked so many times often in so many years is size on the defensive line, man. And relatively, that has to be something of the past and start welcoming new additions with more size and physical capabilities on this defensive line to help Jeff Ulbrich establish his attack style defense now in 2025. Derrick Harmon definitely fits the bill. Great size for a defensive tackle, impressive upper body strength, long arms, can disengage from the block, is a creature of havoc, always in the backfield, and is a guy that you can really line up in the techs from 0 to 5 tech. And that's what we're seeing a lot of these defensive tackles, and more importantly, the bigger guys that are giving, just those incredible screen versatile traits that you line them up anywhere on the defensive line. They're plug and play. They'll make an impact from day one or from the start. So Derrick Harmon definitely fits that bill, and let's look at some of the footage, and I can show you folks why I feel like Derrick Harmon would be the perfect prospect for these Atlanta Falcons. Highlighted there and with the red circle, but it's a guy that can automatically takes on 2 blockers, man, for a guy of his size, 6'5", 300 plus pounds, man. But Derrick Harmon is a guy that's always around the football, a guy that I'm very intrigued with pairing with guys like Zach Harrison, guys like Brandon Dorlus, guys like Rook Orohoro. So we need to build physicality in the middle of this defense to go on and help the edge guys, Arnold Ebiketie, maybe a guy that maybe another prospect in the draft that we may be able to take, like a Mike Green or a guy like a James Pierce out of Tennessee, but inserting some meat in the middle of this defensive line is going to allow this Falcons team to get real exotic and just have favorable matchups. And when's the last time we've said that as Falcon fans? Favorable matchups on the outside. Insert a guy like Derrick Harmon, who I feel will be available at 15, or even in a trade back scenario for these Atlanta Falcons, would be a perfect draft day prospect for these Atlanta Falcons. And as you see him there, line up in the 4 technique, man, just a guy that has a nose for the ball, man. And that's exactly what we need on this defensive line is more playmakers, more high IQ guys that can read and react and just get to the quarterback ultimately, man. So that's a little bit of what Derrick Harmon brings to the table and why I'm very intrigued of having him alongside, a guys like Rook and Brandon in this Falcons defensive line or defensive core for years to come, man. So it's time. So if the Falcons are going to do their homework right, do it the right way, invest in some defensive line play, invest possibly in a guy like Derrick Harmon, who's probably going to start climbing up some draft boards as the combine approaches and he tests very well, which I anticipate him testing very well. But Derrick Harmon, don't be surprised if you hear that name day one. or even in day two, depending on how things unfold in the draft. But Derrick Harmon is a draft prospect worth watching and worth monitoring for these Atlanta Falcons. I'm your boy Berto, host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. Look forward to another draft profile as I will be highlighting Texas cornerback Jahdae Barron. A a potential day two fit for these Atlanta Falcons in the up and coming draft. But until then, like, comment, and please hit that subscribe button. Again, I'm your boy Berto, host of the 95 North Falcons Talk Show. I will see y'all soon. Peace.